This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Some Friday night fireworks at Minute Maid Park as Cam Smith shows up and shows out with 2 home runs and leads the Astros to a victory tonight over the San Diego Padres to kick off the 3-game weekend series. And what a fun night it was at Minute Maid Park. Hello and welcome this evening to the Locked On Astros Postcast. I am your host, Michael Connor. Thank you for stopping by as we break down what we saw out there on the field. We're live with you every single game, except for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a warning for tomorrow's game. There will be no postcast tomorrow. It's my wedding anniversary. That is going to take precedent for me tomorrow. But I am going to be a happy man for tonight. I'm going to be a happy man for tomorrow night if they win again, because it would be nice at some point to get off the trend that they have been on. We will bring that up here in a few minutes as this ride continues. And can they put it to an end? But let's start off with the biggest moment of them all. Cam Smith, his first 2-home run game. Now, I don't want to turn any – I'm happy tonight. I feel good, right? We did a show a couple of days ago where I didn't necessarily love all of what we saw out there on the field. And we talked about it after that series in St. Louis where you went and dropped two of 3 to a team that I feel like, and I think a lot of you feel like they should beat. And, they came out tonight, and I think they played a lot. It felt more like Astros baseball than it's felt in quite some time, right? That's the encouraging thing. You pound out 12 hits, you score 6 runs. Sure. Did they leave some guys on base? Yeah. Did they have a bad go at it with runners in scoring position? Yeah, 2 of 8. Padres were 2 of 10. They pitched well enough. Ryan Gusto, he scattered hits across 5 innings, but found his way to a solid outing. Bullpen behind him outside of my man Brian King tonight. I'm the president of the Brian King fan club, and he got me tonight. Luis Arraez, lefty on lefty crime, got him. But tonight just felt like a good, typical Astros kind of night. Oh, and you know what? Also, we can't even forget to mention the great base running there in the 8th inning by Jeremy Pena in the good send there from and I'm going to struggle with his name like I did with Wesneski at the start. Parashchika? Is that how you say his name? I can't ever remember how to say his name. Good send with Jeremy Pena. Give it the cushion there in the 9th inning, and here you go. You got to win on a Friday night. You're right back to 2 games under, or a game under 500, looking to get back there tomorrow. And by the way, taken down, that's just the 5th loss of the season through 20 games for San Diego tonight. So you take them down, which I'm sure the Dodgers and the Giants and the D-backs over there are very happy with you tonight. For those doing the scoreboard watching early in the season, the Dodgers helped the Astros out tonight by taking down the Rangers. So the Astros at this moment, yes, they're technically in last place in the American League West, but they're tied with the whatever they are, Athletics, 2.5 games out of the division race so far. But let's go ahead and talk about what you're going to be talking about most from this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Smith. Duh. Why wouldn't it be Cam Smith? Cam Smith is such an interesting part of this Astros team this season. I hope that you guys are putting up your blinders and not paying any attention to what Kyle Tucker's doing for the Chicago Cubs, because he is absolutely just murdering the baseball. He had another huge home run for them today. Cam Smith is the prize of that trade. And we all watched the storyline in spring, and this was a guy that wasn't supposed to make the team. And it's looked a little bit like a rookie, like you would expect it to. But over the last, week and a half, 2 weeks now, I think really maybe since the Minnesota series, I think the number one thing for me as I watch him start to play now is that you can start to see the feelings of, not completely belonging just yet, but getting comfortable in your own skin at the plate. And that's huge. pitchers and teams are going to make massive adjustments against him. They're going to find the holes. That's Major League Baseball. It's what they do. They have all these scouting departments, all these analytical, departments that find every single little thing that you do poorly. And they're going to find that with him at some point. They all are. It will be on him to adjust to it. And I think we've seen a little bit of that. He's adjusted to some things that he was seeing earlier, whether it's seeing some breaking balls down and away or getting crowded on some fastballs occasionally. How about hitting home runs and I hit him to left field? And for a guy that his swing is a natural to the right center gap type of swing. Turning on the baseball and showing that, hey, I'm going to turn on the baseball and I'm going to put it, sure. Are they super long? No, of course not. Minute Maid Park benefits you. But all you can do is hit it wherever the ballpark is set up for. And that's what he did tonight. And what a moment. And you think about what it means now for Cam Smith. Cam Smith has to get comfortable in a spot where, not that they're going to count on him to necessarily win a ton of baseball games, but they're going to count on him to be productive. And when you're that kind of productive as a rookie down at the bottom of the order, that's massive for this team. The lengthening out the lineup, they have to have him have games. I'm not saying 2 home run games all the time, of course, but they have to have him be productive. And this was a very productive night for him. And I mentioned that I don't want to be overly negative. I'm not trying to be negative here. It's just kind of telling where the Astros season has been so far. His 2 home runs tonight have him tied for the team lead. You don't necessarily love that, but it is what it is. Hey, if he wants to mess around and, pop 25 to 30 home runs as a rookie this year, sign me up, please. And I know that every single one of you guys that's out there watching, same thing. You'd say the same thing. You want that every day and twice on Sunday. If he wants to do it again twice on Sunday, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead and do your thing. And the Astros need to keep doing their thing at the plate to keep themselves here at this spot now where they can piece this together a little bit. They can find their way to some victories. Because the ride, it has continued. The trend has continued. We'll talk a little bit about that. And I can go ahead and tell you, you're going to guess who the player of the game is tonight well ahead of time. We'll get all to that here in a brief moment on the Locked On Astros Postcast. But first, I want to tell you guys about Upwork. That's right. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more, experts ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives businesses flexibility by connecting them to the top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. Finding that right talent, like I mentioned, if you need help with the marketing campaign, Upwork can connect you with freelance experts who deliver incredible results. Instead of hiring full-time, Upwork finds affordable, top-tier freelancers to scale your business efficiently. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com to connect with top talent and grow your business today. One more message before we get back to our discussion on the Astros taking down the Padres tonight in Game 1 of this 3-game weekend series. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. It's always fun when you get to do a show after the Astros win, and that's exactly what they did tonight in fun fashion. 6-4 the final over the best team in baseball so far this season, the San Diego Padres. I am your host for the Astros Postcast here. I am Michael Connor. I appreciate you for joining us. And go ahead and guess who's taking home our player of the game tonight.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Cam Smith, come on down and grab your reward or award. I don't know what I have for him. I've got some old bobbleheads back here he could have. I'm telling you, I gotta get some kind of trophy made for this. I could give him, you know what? There we go. We'll give him an Alex Bregman replica ring on the show. I think it's an Alex Bregman one. I believe it is. It's an Alex Bregman replica ring. That's for Cam Smith tonight. Here's you know what would be the ultimate gift from Cam Smith? Just go ahead and help the Astros win another ring. Like, we can have all the doubt in the world, whatever, all the, feeling bad about things like I have and, with the way that they've played and whatnot. But here's what we want and what we need to see out of them. Consistent play like this. And if they wanted to mess around and win another World Series title, that's completely fine. How about the pitching tonight? I mentioned that. Ryan Gusto, he's been put into a spot where he's having to go out there and, make starts. Won himself a spot in the bullpen to start the season. Good news for the bullpen, it sounds like, too, that Ort and Whitley are about to come back here, and then Lance McCullers is getting really close for the Astros. That'll make things interesting with how they kind of fill out that bullpen and the guys and the roles that they're in right now. But that's a problem that will pop itself up here, soon. You don't have to necessarily worry about that at this given moment for the Astros. But again, Gusto, I think, has looked pretty good. You see the stuff why he's intriguing. He's got some good breaking stuff. He's got some ability to get some outs. You don't love when you scatter 9 hits. There's a little bit of an element of luck there that you don't give up a ton of runs when you scatter 9 hits across 5 innings. But he did his job again tonight. Gets his second win of the season. Okert behind him was solid. I mentioned Brian King. I hate that for Brian King. Walks kill, man. You see what happens. Brian Abreu, it wasn't a perfectly clean inning, but that's about as clean as it feels with Brian Abreu. And I'm telling you right now, I will give it credit. I'm always the first to stand up when it comes to the Josh Hader situation and say that is the worst contract you could have given out. But Josh Hader is off to a really nice start to the 2025 campaign. Really nice start. He's got 5 saves already. He's got an 0.90 ERA so far this season through how many innings has he thrown? He's thrown 10 innings. He's got 13 strikeouts. He's allowed just 1 run so far this season, and he's walked just 2. He looks sharp. Looks very sharp. Compared to last season, this is a completely different pitcher in the early portions of the season. This is the dominant guy that they were signing up to pick up when they signed him from those San Diego Padres after that 2023 season where he was, back to dominant Josh Hader in 2023 after a very rough 2022 in Milwaukee and San Diego that year. So maybe he's getting back to his absolutely filthy dominant days, and that's huge for this Astros team because, look, if they can, like always, if you can get the ball, if they have a guy basically, whether it's King, if he's going to lock himself into that spot, which is what he's kind of played himself into right now, but if you can have a guy in the 7th, you have a guy in the 8th, you have a guy in the 9th, and when you can roll those guys out in order and you feel like 90 to 95 or 95% of the time you're going to win when you hand them the ball, or 98% of the time, whatever the numbers might dictate for what it typically looks like, you're going to win a lot of baseball games. And all my bad little feelings here, as long as you put those guys in a situation where they've got the lead to protect and they do their job like they typically do, well, it'll be happy times for the Houston Astros. Like tonight is a happy time. I'm telling you, it's always nice to do these shows and not have to come on here and say, hey, you know what I mean. I don't want to do it. I want to talk about the good stuff. Tonight was good stuff. Now it's about bottling it together. This team has not won consecutive games this season. How do they do this? Pretty darn simple. You got to go out there and play like you did today. Hayden Wesneski tomorrow. Michael King for the San Diego Padres. He's off to a great start this season. He's 3-0 with a 2.42. Wesneski's been great for the Astros too. But man, oh man, they need to find a way to win 2 in a row to get that weight off their shoulder now. We're at 14 consecutive games where it's been win-loss, 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 win-loss. It's absolutely crazy. I think it's the longest streak in the history of the franchise of anything like this. So you got to figure it out. Please. That'd be nice. Like I mentioned earlier, you guys enjoy the game tomorrow night. After the game tomorrow night, there will not be a Astros postcast with me. I'm going to go celebrate my wedding anniversary with my wife. It's going to be a great night. I will not be watching the game. I will not be getting alerts. So we'll be fresh Sunday, and we'll do it again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night, and I'll talk to you again Sunday after Astros and Padres on the Locked On Astros Postcast.